I'm Jew,
And I'm Rashad.
and this is the Culture Council.
So we missing L today. She on her movie star shit,
L is being L today.
Yeah,
Times
she
10.
been L today. She a master, jack of all trades, and master of a lot of them too, So
I never expected to have a day like this without all three of us.
I never thought that was gonna happen at all.
But the show got to go on.
Yeah, we gonna make it work though. So here at the Culture Council, we like to celebrate all things Detroit, Michigan. You know what I'm saying? So big shout out to U of M. They just won that national championship. Big shout out to Trey McKinney. I think he's like the only Michigan-born person on the team, and he doing his thing as a freshman.
We haven't won since when? How long? It was like
1989.
That's crazy.
We needed that. I'm low-key a Michigan State fan because I love Tom Izzo and the historic run that he had.
How you over Michigan? Michigan is the staple.
All right, I wasn't old enough to know what the fuck was going on when the Fab Five was, So by the time, I remember Robert Traylor and Maurice Taylor at Michigan, but I remember more, I feel like I was more in tune with the Flintstones at Michigan State with Teen Cleaves, Charlie Bell, Mo Pete. They was going to Final Fours.
Right.
Like Michigan State was like going to Final Fours and they won that national championship. Like my whole childhood, I was like, that's all I knew.
See, I just turned 40 the other day.
Mm-hmm.
And I was able to see a little of Michigan, like, C. Webbs, Jalen Rose, Jackson, and all that.
Yeah.
That was like the climax to sit in front of the TV and be able to see them.
Yeah, so I didn't really get to.
Being real with you, I don't think the Flintstones could compare to the Fab Five.
They won that bitch though. You know what I'm saying? I think that was my first introduction to Flint, Michigan. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't even, like as a Detroit kid, like my whole world was like Detroit. So when I found out it was like another black city that was kind of similar to Detroit in some ways, with like on the basketball side, I was all in. I was a big Teen Cleaves fan.
I just wonder how C. Webb feels to this day about making that timeout, or calling that timeout rather than. I'm like, we had it in the bag. We had, the recipe.
He might beat a nigga ass if they bring that up to him. Like, I know that's a touchy subject.
For sure.
You know what I'm
saying?
He
like, stop talking to me. Don't talk to me.
He might not never fuck with whoever bring that up again.
Yeah.
Like, he might not fuck with our show now that you brought that up.
I bet you cut off a lot of family because of that.
See, I fucks with you. I don't want to say shit about that timeout. That was him.
Matter of fact, pull up on us one day.
All right. It's been real messy out here.
The whole week been crazy.
Like, Detroit been on fire. You know what I'm saying? So, my nigga Allstar Jr, that's I talk to Jr probably about once a week, like consistently, and it's about anything, you know what I'm saying? So, I woke up in the middle of the night and I seen that the Ben 10 and all this Houston shit, they got shot. First it was...
Who are those guys though? Ben 10?
Some YNs. Okay. So I seen that it was reported that he was allegedly dead. So when I woke up, whole time, like, damn, JR did this shit? Like, I went to bed, like, I woke up in the middle of the night, like, all right, damn, Ben 10 and got smoked.
Right.
I didn't think nothing of it, you know what I'm saying? Then I woke up, clearing my eyes a little bit. I said, damn, them niggas, my man's into this shit, this what's going on? And
so the reason being, and tell me if I'm wrong, is that Prince Jr. Messing with JR baby mama, or is this his baby mama or his former girl?
This how it starts.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know that situation exactly. I'm not talking about that type shit for real. But after it gets to that, it started getting like man pride.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? It probably stemmed from that. But after that, it's just like, nigga, fuck you, nigga, fuck you. It's just man pride after that. You know what I'm saying?
Based upon, the social media, I don't know if it's accurate or not. They saying Prince kind of was pressing JR's kids. And JR kind of like, hey, buddy, you need to chill out with that. That's, my baby.
Yeah. I don't know the details. I just know what I seen on the internet, and I'm happy my man's came out on top. You know what I'm saying? Because that was a crazy sight. Once I got to looking at it, I'm like, damn, that shit could have went wrong for my man's. You know what I'm saying?
He stood strong. He made Detroit look good.
He
didn't bow out.
And I like how everybody's rallying behind him. They picking out different lyrics in his songs and shit that's pertaining to like the situation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And no, I'm just happy my man's came out on top, and that's just that Detroit survival skills. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Them country niggas ain't got that shit. They probably like, this little black ass nigga relentless. You know what I'm saying?
Up.
You not taking shit, and I'm about to get up out of here. And I might put one of y'all in the air.
Ain't no mic.
You know what I'm saying?
It seemed like he was on his way.
No, that was what's up. Shout out to my nigga Allstar Jr. We need him on the show next. He say he gonna come. We gonna see. I need that first.
Soon. Is he all right?
Yeah, he good.
Okay.
So
who we got?
Offset.
Set off.
Offset then got shot because he owed everybody. My nigga owed everybody. Then, listen, he owed TJ $10K. I remember this situation when TJ brought it up, like, man, the nigga broke, the nigga Offset told him to get that shit in blood. Get it in blood is crazy.
And you owe me.
You know what I'm saying?
You owe me too. So in the world of the streets, Offset has a tremendous gambling problem. Like it's ludicrous. Like he'd lose everything.
Like I'm pretty sure either he's super up where he can, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But they say he was like 900,000 down in that casino.
In the hole.
So you 900,000 down, then you see a nigga that you owe 10K. Y'all get into a scuffle. You end up getting shot. You go to the hospital. You get out the hospital and go back to the casino.
Right. Get rolled up in there.
That nigga might be down about 1.5 right now.
And they say craps is his game of choice. So what are you playing per hand? What you shooting?
Crazy.
You got to be down almost a meal ticket. You got to be shooting something
$5,000 hand.
Got to be.
$5,000 roll.
And betting on the side.
I don't, like I said in the previous episode, I don't gamble, so I don't know what the fuck be going on in the casino. I just know about blackjack and roulette. Mm-hmm. And I know the craps, is it the same as like craps on the street?
It's, if I'm not mistaken, it's the same way. It's pretty much, well, you have those.
So niggas be in there 10 to 4?
Side bets that can.
So niggas in there 10 to 4? Yeah, 5 to 9?
You got that? Yes, you do have
6, 8?
All that.
That's
and
crazy.
So you got all that Sabbath. So you could do 5,000. And if I put 5,000, that I hit a 6, or 10,000, I hit a 6 or whatever.
Man, that's crazy.
You losing it all. Like you're willing to get shot, popped, and then get wheeled back up in there. Then, a day or so later.
Des Bryant said he owed him 8,000.
Everybody about to come out the woods.
Then a Detroit casino, I'm assuming is MGM, because MGM is like all the stars go to that one. MGM suing him for 100,000.
It must be one of them things where they gave him a front.
That's why he trying to get some of that money from Cardi B in that divorce.
Oh, straight ain't hit.
Yeah. He want alimony, all that type of shit.
See, him and 42 got into that ordeal because I guess 42 tried to walk out from QP studio up. He was up.
Yeah.
And Offset tried to kind of, go in his pockets, and it was a big old ordeal.
That's when I knew gambling went for me, because the times that I have gambled, I told some niggas up, and they be like, damn, you ain't gonna give me a little bit of my money back? Like, nigga, you grown as hell, nigga, you ain't do this against your consent. What you mean? You feel me? That's crazy.
Grown men, man. Grown men.
That's crazy.
What else we got, Shot?
Oh, Pooh, Shiesty, and mother Gucci, man. Pooh, Shiesty, and Gucci, man. It's been a wild week, dog.
Hectic week.
It's been a wild week. So, I wish Elle was here, because I would love to hear her insight on some of this shit.
She be talking bad right now.
But
So the ordeal is Gucci Man and Pooh Shiesty meet in Texas, have a conversation over the contract. Long story short, Gucci basically tried to, keep his thumb on Pooh Shiesty.
Mm.
Pooh like, man, you ain't about to keep playing me like this. Allegedly, him and his team, Big 30 and all them, upstrapped. They're like, oh man, you sign this paperwork right now. They kept it hood. They went the hood route. And according to, this is not allegedly, this is what attorneys and the feds are saying that happened, that Gucci Mane made a statement saying, I was robbed by these specific people. Now, the conundrum in this is that Gucci Mane has painted a portrait to never snitch, to never make a statement, to never talk to the police. But now we get this particular day.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I think Pooh Shiesty did that because he felt like Gucci wasn't gonna say nothing.
Yeah.
But it's crazy to do all that on a tether.
Yeah, that's dangerous work.
You know what I'm saying? And with that music shit, niggas be like, I'm gonna compare it to the NBA. That's like LeBron still being in his rookie contract, and he's fucking LeBron now, like the LeBron James.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's with that music shit. Like they need to start putting like different terms in the contract with like, hey, once I fulfill this shit, I'm out of here. If I do this or do that, like it's crazy. So he basically just trying to fight his way out his rookie contract.
Right.
He need a max contract now.
What I seen was when Pooh Shiesty was locked up, Gucci was still making dividends off of it.
Right.
And wasn't, paying it over. And so that was another reason why he's like, man, just let me out of the contract.
Right.
Me personally, if I was looking at an interview by Big Meech, if a grown man don't want to be with you, let him go.
No, that's a fact. But that's that was his workhorse. And this was when you sign those contracts, it's basically like a loan. They give you an advance, and they just try to make hand over fist everything, no matter how successful you are.
Right.
All right, say you sign a contract $500,000, then you start outperforming the contract like a motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
But when you were poor, that $500,000 was everything to you.
Bad.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But now you outperformed it, and I feel like he outperformed it a lot without Gucci.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he probably felt like, nah, I don't need this nigga no more.
Right. So you remember Gucci Man had let go of all his artists, but he said, I'm gonna keep Pooh Shiesty, and I forgot it was
Fujiano.
Yeah. So he already knew what he had.
Sure.
So he planned on thumbing him. He planned on keeping him up under his
Then
umbrella.
that FDO went crazy. Like Pooh Shiesty, they calling the goddamn ski mask the Shiesty mask. Like he's embedded into black culture at this point. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And he probably figured out his worth, but he just went about it the wrong way. I'm pretty sure he could have got a good ass lawyer and handle it the businessman way.
So this is what I'm waiting on, is because if he made a statement, if Gucci Mane made a statement, he's gonna have to take the stand.
He made a statement in that song he just made.
Yeah, I forgot about the song. That was crazy work.
I mean, it is what it is, man.
I'm praying that was AI. You don't think it was AI? Somebody just created?
I thought that shit was AI when I first heard it because it wasn't that good.
Yeah, it didn't sound like the Gucci Man type of work.
Yeah, I heard Gucci didn't even go to his mama's funeral or some shit like that. Or he didn't invite his mama to his wedding, or it was just all that type of shit. Like, I don't know.
That's the world we live in.
It's like finding out Santa Claus ain't real.
And he got supposed to have a concert with the
Here
with have the Jeezy type.
He finished.
He's over, man.
Jeezy just won. Jeezy just won the war now.
Yeah, you.
Cause Jeezy like, nigga, I ain't even on that no more. Nigga, I'm this, I'm that. I'm grown from that. And Gucci like, nigga, I'm still on that, nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I
Then
bet
when
you-
it came down to it, I don't know, man.
Detroit. One thing about Detroit is when you show us who you are, it's just what it is. You gonna
It
be able
is.
to play football at that.
He ain't gonna be able
concert.
to. I hate Gucci Man when I like that, but it's crazy.
It
It's
is what it is.
crazy.
But word on the street, we got a guest in here today.
We gotta guess.
I want you to introduce him. Tell him, pull him up on this, bro.
We got my man's engineer by Dre in here. He's probably got one of the hottest clothing brands in all of America, if you ask me.
Okay.
Very creative guy, very down to earth guy, very, very smart, very passionate about his craft, and I can go on and on about it. So let's introduce my man.
What's up,
Dre
boss
to the
man?
show.
Man, what up, though?
Welcome to the Culture Council. Welcome to the
Man,
council,
man,
boss.
appreciate y'all having me for real.
Yes, sir.
Man,
Yes,
we
sir.
slide on in here.
Come hang with us.
What up, though?
What's up? My boy that wrote a
Oh,
Wrote a
set the
book.
book up there, man. Set the book. It matches the couch.
know.
It matches your hat too, Sean.
Boy,
It matches your hat. Set it over there on that side.
He done came book.
You know?
Like I said, I done seen him grow from probably having about 10 pieces. He pulled up to my store, introduced himself to me.
Okay.
And I was impressed. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was a couple years in the game, brick and mortar. My brand was probably one of the hottest in the city at
For
that
sure.
point. You know what I'm saying? And he came in that bitch like knowing shit, telling me shit. Like, let's collab. Like, I never even considered a collab with just a random person. You know what I'm saying? And when he came in there, I'm like, nigga, I'm looking like, nigga, you don't even need to collab with me. Your shit fire. Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like he had me like reevaluating what the fuck I was doing, because that's how impressed I was at what he had going on. And like I said, I like his clothes, I like the quality of it, his presentation, just, you know what I'm saying? And I just knew it was just a matter of time, and the shit just happened damn near like this, and he just been going up and running ever since.
That's what's up. So, Dre, before, when we start, chopping it with our guests, before we get to the destination, we want to talk about the journey.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did, I like to do my research. You were engineer
Yeah.
at General Motors, and you chose to quit your job and go after your passion. How did that go about?
Yeah, so for one, how I even got into engineering is growing up, I had a best friend that like, he got me exposed to everything engineering, like STEM related things. And as we got older, like especially high school going into college, I didn't know what I wanted to do. So he was telling me like, engineering is the meal ticket to anything you want to do. If you could get an engineering degree, you could do anything you want in life. He always used to tell me that. And I never understood it. And so I'm like, all right, I'm about to try to do engineering. So I started college and I was going to school for engineering. I was sucking at it. I'm talking about like I was failing every class. It took me 10 years to honestly get my engineering degree, my 4-year degree. It took me 10 years to get it. And the whole time I'm just struggling through college for the past 10 years. And but I never clicked that I'm chasing his dream. And that was a big reason why there was no alignment for me to kind of just like use the work ethic that I have now for Engineer by Dre to put that towards my schooling. I never understood why I was not getting ahead in my schooling. I ended up getting a job after I graduated college. I ended up getting a job at General Motors, and I was doing that. But I started my brand while I was in college, like my senior year. So I didn't even have like a full engineering background before I even started my brand.
So you didn't plan on staying long anyway when you...
Honestly, like how I even got into even thinking about doing something different in engineering was I came across this influencer named Hollywood Shaq, and he used to talk about like how to start a clothing brand pretty much. And I just got interested one time. I took his class, and it was like an hour-long class, and it's just like a pre-recorded class, and I literally watched that same class every week. I just kept on watching it for like a month straight. I did that literally November of 2022. And I had my brand name and everything by the end of that month, like of November. I actually did my like start working on the brand like December. That's when I got my LLC and all of that stuff of 2022. And then January 2023, I just went all in. Like, this is what I'm doing this year. 2023, I'm working on this Engineer by Dre brand, and this is what I'm about to just try it, you know? And then I used the knowledge that he gave, and I started my LLC. I got my LLC, and I started just working on some clothes. And then I made the work shirt because as an engineer, like, engineering is problem solvers. That's really how you describe it, engineer. We're just a problem solver. So I thought about, like, what do I do not have in my closet that I want to make? I didn't have button ups. So I'm like, let me just design a button up for myself. I literally I found a mock up of a button up, a random button up. All right, let's throw some things on the canvas now at this
So
point.
you were your first customer.
Yep. You know. I thought I'm very like creative. Like I like to like basically take things apart and put it back together. So I'm just like, how can I make this button up so creative where it's almost art? So I thought of a work shirt, but the work shirt has to say I only want to work with friends. I needed something to kind of tie in the fact that it's a work shirt and then the word work is being seen on the shirt. And then on the tagline of my patch, I put him or her on it, depending on, you know, what you want to do. And so not only are you addressing yourself as him, whoever's reading it is addressing you as him. So now it's like just a confidence builder, you know. And then underneath that tagline, I put for fashion, not work, because that actually wasn't even there when I first started the brand. It was honestly just blank. And then people, when I first started, the motion kind of got crazy. Everybody was just like, man, it's just a work shirt. It's just a work shirt. So I came back with, in quotations, it literally say for fashion, not work, in quotations. Because that's me saying it's for fashion, not work, you know?
Now let me ask you this: why that statement? I only want to work with friends.
I mean, that's just how I am. Like, I'm really like honestly, I grew up an introvert. Like, I kept the same friends since I was always one of the people that, like, the people I have around me, I had them around me since I was a kid. And I always moved like that. I never been one of the people that just wanted to just have a bunch of friends and connect with a bunch of people. I always was an introvert. And then honestly, like, I had to get out of that introvert because since I became Engineer by Dre. But I was always just like very friend oriented. Like, my family, I wasn't never really too close to my family. Kind of like as we got older, it kind of just, you know, family ties be kind of getting, you know, once grandma passed, nobody really coming around no more. So it kind of got weird. So like my friends never switched though. My friends was always my friends. They never did anything different. And I just always embraced my friends just like on a bigger level. And it shows because they just ride for me way harder.
So I know engineers, especially at GM, make pretty decent money. I know you probably had people along the way like, well, you tripping. You about to put that down to pick this up. Something that you know, that really doesn't have any assurity.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And so how did you block out the noise?
I mean, for me, I made my noise bigger for Engineer by Dre. So there's nothing, like, when I quit engineering, my Engineer by Dre was already pumping.
Okay.
So I made the noise bigger over here first before I let anybody noise affect me. You know what I'm saying? So I made Engineer by, honestly, when I quit to be real, when I quit engineering, I made 6 figures. You know, I made 6 figures in 3 months. So what do I look like working the rest of the year to try to get 6 figures? You know what I'm saying? Like, I already did that with Engineer by Dre.
How long were you an engineer? Or how long were you working at GM?
3 months.
So you had just got the job.
Yeah. I got the job. I did my first launch in March 2023. I had started working at General Motors like that summertime. It was sometime in the summer. So I basically graduated. I did my first launch with the work shirts March 2023. I graduated college April 2023. Then I started working at General Motors right after that. I worked there for literally 90 days. I seen 6 figures for my business revenued, and I just said, you know, I don't need to keep being here, you know, like this. If I like,
It don't make sense.
like, honestly, like,
So
I
you
could
see the sleeve 100 and say, fuck it.
the number one thing I thought about was, like, if I gave 8 hours back to Engineer by Dre, I could turn that 6 figures to a meal. And that's literally what I did.
That's crazy work. Now let's talk about this homeless, not helpless campaign. What's that about?
Honestly, it's not even a campaign for real. That's just me doing me. You know, like I just that's just stuff I like to do. You know,
Okay.
like what it cost me to actually design, like, cause the clothes that I get for the homeless ain't just like hand me down clothes. Like I literally design clothes, give them the same quality that I actually sell. Everything, like the buttons, the stitching, the material, it's all the same. But once you got a good following and you making some good ends, like that's like one thing I knew I wanted to do. Like I didn't want to just make a surplus of money and not be able to give it back. So I kind of always had the mentality like if my business made it, and like how would I like have it look? And that's just like one of the things that like I'm instilling the vision that I had for the brand, and I'm always going to stick to that.
So do you prioritize a certain area and go in that particular area and hand out the shirts? How do you go
Yeah.
about doing
When
it?
I first like when I first did it for the first time, actually that's the only time I ever shot a video for it. Cause like literally I just will just naturally just everywhere I go, I just keep some stuff in the trunk or whatever, and I'll just pull up and just pass it out. But for that specific video, we went all like downtown Detroit and just and shot that video. But normally it's like I give out 100 shirts a month, and I don't talk about it as much. I just literally just do it. I actually design it and pay the bulk. That's out of my own money, and I just give it away. That's actually what I did today. Me and GT just did another one today, just right on 7 Mile.
Okay. Let me ask you this. What has been your biggest struggle in this game?
At first, it was just accepting who I am, and I think I still struggle at that. Like, everything happened so fast. Like as you know, like my brand blew up so fast. Like, and I never really prepared to be one of the biggest brands, be one of the leaders in this game. I never planned for any of that. Like I said, I just made a work shirt because I needed a button up, and it became to one of the biggest brands in the country, like rising, and I'm maintaining.
Let's not rush past that. I don't mean to cut you off. Let's talk about that process because somebody, wants to be a engineered by Dre, wants that type of notoriety and what you're contributing to the game right now.
Right.
Let's talk about the process because you said you just made a shirt, and what did you put it on social media? Somebody catch it? How did that go about?
Yeah. So if anybody want to do what I did, they need to buy this book.
There we go. Come on, Pooh.
The book
bro.
honestly has everything that I did in the past years. And honestly, what the book is explaining, and this is going to answer your question, it explains how to build systems. Because I'm not trying to be the best fashion designer, the biggest I'm not worried about being a fashion designer at all, actually. I want to be a great business owner. And this is going to teach you how to run your business efficiently and longevity. And that's what I focus on. Like I focus on putting my name in the right rooms, getting the right recognition that I need. Like I make the right moves where it's like my name is always buzzing, even when I'm not doing nothing. Like people don't really understand. Like sometimes I'm really not doing nothing, but just the way I have things set up, it's like, wow, that's going crazy. This is popping. But it's just like I made it where it's like this is gonna do that and it's gonna take off and that's gonna do that, it's gonna take off, and that's all my systems, Like so this is gonna really just teach you how to put systems in place where it's gonna keep your brand efficient, stay relevant, and stay where you can last longevity.
Why the name? Engineered, not hoped for.
Engineered, not hoped for is because the engineered part is really is really saying that like there's systems in place versus like I got lucky. Like you can't get lucky when you literally took the steps and you got to the top, Everything was literally step by step. I didn't just magically just appeared at the top. Like I literally had to walk one step at a time. And that's literally why it's called engineered, not hoped for. Like I didn't just wish that it happened.
Bro, with your brand, can you kind of concur with some of the stuff he's saying?
I can, especially with like you said, like the steps. Like once you plan for some shit, it's gonna happen. Like you're not praying it happen. It's like you just made it happen, like step by step. Like you taking the stairs, not the elevator. You know.
One method that I talk about in my book that actually I was inspired by you. I was inspired by awful lot of cough syrup, and some other brands that because people don't really understand the importance of branding.
Yeah.
And you did an amazing job at branding. Like even when I was like, like a young YN, you know what I'm saying? Like, and like seeing your brand on every rapper, everybody that come in the city, you got to get the wealthy shirt. Everybody, if it just that was a part of the culture of Detroit. It was just like wealthy, and that like to some people they see that just being a part of the culture. Me as an entrepreneur, I see that's like this man is a genius at branding, and that's like one thing that I made sure that like I'm gonna do. I only want to work with friends on everything, and I took that same method of even like Supreme, like putting Supreme on everything, and like I said, like the way that you did your branding was something that I always kept in the back of my mind. So even though like you watching me and doing what I'm thinking, but before I even started, I knew how I would do it based off of what I seen, and you were one of the ones that I seen all the time. I seen your brand everywhere.
Yeah, that was like you said, that shit was like planned. I'm like when I first started my brand, I needed some shit. I wore Jordans all the time, and I got tired of, and I threw parties, and I got tired of wearing other people's shit, and I was going in there and niggas like, where you get that? Like it's my party, so I'm like a billboard in the party. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, let me come up with my own shit. And I always used to tell myself that I was mentally wealthy even when I was fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So that was like something that I always said to myself anyway. And then when I went to go like register and all that, mentally wealthy wasn't available. What wealthy was, and I was already kind of like on the box logo shit like way before like the streetwear became popular here. Cause I traveled, you know what I'm saying? So I seen Supreme, I seen all that shit like early 2010s and shit. So I was already kind of hip, and I used to like the Revolt logo, and it was like it was boxed. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm about to just put wealthy in a box, put it on a tee, and I did that, but I didn't tell people it was my brand. I used to just wear it. And niggas be like, where you get that from? I already had my website. Remember Big Cartel?
Yeah.
I had a Big Cartel website. I already had a website, and I already had a Instagram. And I just directed people there, and I acted like it wasn't mine for like a whole year. Then like summer 2017, the shit just caught fire. Cause I already knew all the rappers from throwing parties. And I think Ray was the first nigga I gave some shit. Like, hey, I just started a clothing brand. He like, yeah, pull up, give me that shit. I gave that nigga a shitload of that shit. And that's how I just planted it. It's like you plant this shit into you know what I'm saying?
So basically what y'all are telling me is y'all brands isn't anything but an idea capitalized on.
Yeah, I call it the double R method. It has to be rememberable and recognizable.
Recognizable.
If your brand hits those two things, like when you're doing the design, if you feel like this is gonna be rememberable and recognizable, you have a brand.
That's cold blooded.
Literally, that was when I started my shit. I'm like, I want it to be easily recognizable. Like I don't want nobody to have to guess or figure out like, damn, where I need to even if somebody didn't ask me where I got it from, they knew wealthy. I can go Google that shit, you know what I'm saying, and figure it out on my own. So that's like, I'm pretty sure you can Google, I only want to work with friends, that shit gonna pop up, boom.
It's gonna attach with him.
You might got some generics, you just might have to
you definitely
swim through, you know what I'm saying?
So let's talk about generic. So you're in Stride right now. You're a household name. Now you see another household name trying to replica what you got out here.
It's so crazy.
How do you feel about that?
How did that make you feel when you first seen that?
When honestly, the reps have been since the very beginning. Like other small brands was originally start doing it. It wasn't even like the big brands at first. Like the small brands are doing it. I used to I try to just end it before they start doing something. And that kind of worked, but Sheen, they didn't even care. It is not a cease and desist in the world that they gonna care about. You know what I'm saying? Like China don't care. Like they gonna do what they want to do regardless. You know. And honestly, just going to war with them is just it's not even enough money in the world to go to war with China. You know,
Right,
like so
right.
it's like it's not really much I could do. So I end up just having to turn that to a positive for me. So I thought that like if there's more shirts in the world that say I only work with friends, even if it's not my work, it's still making me bigger. Because like you just said, if you Google I only work with friends, you're gonna find me. So I just like now I love it that Shein is selling it because you literally just making me bigger. Because the more shirts in the world, like even if my community, if even if my community just stayed my community, it didn't grow at all, and Shein just built this huge big following, I'm still happy with what's in the world.
So your initial response, were you frustrated? Like, what is this about?
Yeah, I mean, I just didn't know, like, I wasn't used to it yet, so I wasn't sure, like, if this is gonna hurt me or not. You know, like,
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if, like, if the all the fakes in the world is really gonna just like, I don't know what's gonna happen, and then I end up realizing that, like,
Ain't no fake about to outwork you.
no, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I did too much work.
Not with my stuff.
Yeah, you know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Same
Like I
positive.
put
Right.
too much work. I put my feet, you know, I put my best foot forward every day. And I just keep that same energy going. So like I said, like my community that I have, they support me and I support them. And I just like one community, like one person at a time, and I just keep building like that.
You just said community. What is your community? What that look like?
My community is a bunch of like grown folks. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I just love them. Like, I swear, like my brand is like the way I describe my brand. I make clothes for the grown folks. Like I don't do too much graphics. Like I make like clean cut stuff. You know, I don't like I like my stuff to very simple. You know, like. So a lot of people who tailor to my brand are people who just like simplicity. You know, they don't like to do too much. You know, it's not too flashy. It's not overly graphics. I'm not promoting nothing negative. There's no, my shirt doesn't say trapping ain't dead or nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's everything is just positive. You know, and just so a lot of people just like the fact that like this man is a grown man at that. He's promoting positivity. He's giving back to the community. He's inspiring other people. He's giving knowledge to help other people. There's nothing I'm doing wrong other than being out of stock all the time. You know what I'm saying? That's my
Oh,
only issue right now is that people go on my website and I'm sold out again.
sold out again. That's crazy.
I think the most genius shit that you ever did, in my opinion, when you came with the plain tees. What the bag say?
I only want to wear blank tees. And honestly, that was just like my initial start of how do I like could rebrand this to where now I'm showing that like this could be anything. And that was like the very first thing I did that was kind of different other than the work shirt. And then that ended up turning into like, all right, now how do we collab with other brands? So then I end up doing like I got the Pistons and Wingstop, and now I'm over here like, okay, the work shirt can't say only work with friends, and I'm collaborating with the Pistons and Wingstop. So I had to think of a different slogan. So the only one to wear blank tees was like that start of like, all right, let's just change it now, you know? And then I got just real creative with what I could do now. And that just pushed the brand to a whole nother level. Like, cause Wingstop, I did a collaboration with them and we did Only Want to Eat with Friends on a work shirt, you know? And
So were they wearing it in their stores?
man, I gave like back to what I like to do. I gave out 200. I didn't even sell them shirts. I gave out 250 shirts to the city of Detroit that pulled up. It went crazy. It sold out. I mean, well, not sold out, but we gave them all out literally in in 30 minutes. They were gone. Yep. And then the high school ended up like getting let out like at that same time, and all the little YNs were just in that area over there on Jefferson, and they came in there. I brought them all. I seen them all just walking around the parking lot, just doing TikTok. I told them all to come in there and gave the rest out.
What area are you from in the
So
city?
I'm actually from Ypsilanti.
Okay.
So I'm from Ypsi. I moved to Detroit in 2019 is when I moved to Detroit. And that's where like I got around a bunch of just creators, just people just hustling and just doing something. Like when I was in Ipsy, I was just and like I said, I was an introvert. I was just kind of just laid back, just I always knew I had something about me that I just didn't know. And then when I moved to Detroit, that's when it just got unleashed.
It struck a light for you.
Yeah, cause I got around people that's just like you guys sitting here, y'all trying something, y'all doing something, and you had an idea, and now y'all sitting at this couch now doing. There wasn't like that in Ipsy. There wasn't a lot of people that just had ideas and just brought it to light.
Ambition.
Yeah,
A lot
and
of
then when I
ambition.
moved to Detroit, there was so many people just trying things,
Mm.
and so that's why I always say, like, you know, Andre is from Ipsy, the engineer by Dre is from Detroit, because the brand was built with the city around aspiring to get up and hustle and do something and try something, and that just lit something, and the brand just been pumping since. You know, once it kind of woke up that hustler mentality I got.
How did you feel when Detroit like embraced your brand immediately?
It just inspired me to keep going. Like, it's just like I'm doing something right, you know? Like for me, it's like, especially not being from Detroit and to see the love that I get, I just always knew that, like, okay, like if this tough city is messing with this, I have something right.
For sure.
'Cause This is
Very much.
this is a tough ass city. I ain't gonna lie.
For sure.
It's a lot of haters, and there's a lot of people that just like, you gotta really be doing it for us to really mess with. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you gotta earn respect here. You know, and that's one thing that I always knew. So I never played with that, and I just worked. I just worked hard. You know, because it was never just like, oh, I'm about to just like get the city in Detroit on my back and then I'm good. Nah, you got to keep working out here. You know what I'm saying? There ain't no, you gonna have your moment, you gonna have your shine, but you still have to keep working to keep it.
And you know, anything, you know, you're deemed successful in what you're doing right now. So in success, you have high moments, you have low moments. People, you know, always, you know, see what you post. You know, they see the glamorous side of Engineered by Dre. But what was a low moment while being successful?
Honestly, I've been through a lot of low moments. I mean, honestly, the whole time that I was up, I was really down. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the crazy part, because like I don't show my the stuff I'm going through. You know, I don't show my L's. I don't do none of that, because I'm just gonna hold my head up high every day. That's just how I move. You know, so it's like, for me, it's like the whole time that I was starting, like, nobody really noticed, but I mean, I can talk about it now because I'm in the green now. But when I started my business for the first, especially the first year, I was running in the red the whole time. You know what I'm saying?
We don't understand that part.
Running in the
That
red.
You can relate.
Running in the red the whole time. I'm talking about, like, but you know, that's the difference though. Like, entrepreneur broke is different than being broke. You know what I'm saying? Like, because as long as you got a way, you can make a way. You know what I'm saying?
And
So
as long as you got some product.
yeah, so I just, my thing was, I didn't know how to run a business. So I did what any hustler would do. If you got something selling, you're going to keep on getting that to sell. So I just kept things in the pipeline. I kept work shirts in the pipeline. But I didn't take the time to figure out how to like maneuver money here, like how to like manage my money, my time, and make right investments. I didn't learn how to, like, stocks, and I didn't know how to save. I didn't know how to get capital. I didn't have credit, because remind you, I just started my brand, and I'm already at a high level of money and finances. And when you just start, you can't even open up credit lines in your first 2 years. They're gonna ask you for 2 year tax statements right off the bat. So there was nothing I could do. I'm already running in the red with all the issues in the world. So I just kept things in the pipeline until I could break free of that 2 year tax mark, and then I could start, you know, getting some working capital, some loans and stuff like that.
LLC damn near got to be 2 years.
2 years minimum for you to even, like, really, because honestly, entrepreneurs, you gotta work off other people's money. There's no way, like, you can't just keep on making money and then putting it back into the business. You have to get loans. You have to get, you know, capital. You have to use other people's money to run. That's how businesses are supposed to, you know, fluctuate.
Because you're not even gonna be able to, like, confidently reinvest into your shit with your own money. You're gonna be because with your own money, you in survival mode.
Yeah.
With that other people money, you like, nigga, I need this. We gonna do this like that.
Because you gotta factor in restocking. You gotta factor in new drops, and you also gotta factor in, like, if all the news things that's gonna elevate your brand at the same
Future.
You're always gonna run into the red like that. That's all. Everything I just listed off is literally, you gonna be back in the debt, because all you sold was enough to just knock out the restock, but you still have two other things over here that you have to keep watering.
Fueling.
You know, and I didn't have the extra capital. I was doing everything I possibly could, so it kept on feeling like I was working a 9 to 5, or I'm back on check to check, even though I'm seeing 6 figures a month. It felt like I was on check to check. You know, that's the part that nobody's seeing.
So I got right now on the culture council couch right now. I got 2 G's that have took your clothing brands not just from a local level of success, but to a national level of success. Dre and Shad, what would y'all tell a 10-year-old boy that's watching this right now, 15-year-old, 20-year-old boy that has a dream but doesn't have the capital to attack the dream, but they do have the vision? What route, what pathway would you tell them to
Me
take?
personally, like how he said he followed Hollywood Shaq, just everything's on YouTube. Go get your inspiration from whoever you look up to. Like I used to look up to Gary Vee. I used to watch Gary Vee videos all the time, and Damon John and Gary Vee. And I bought Damon John's book. It was called The Power of Broke, because when I started my brand, I was broke as fuck. And he talked about how
It was power and broke.
the power of broke.
Oh, broke. Okay.
Yeah, like he was just talking about you shouldn't look at being broke as a hindrance. You gotta look at it like you gotta take the power of being broke, knowing you got that hustle. Like he said, he had probably like 5 pieces, but he knew he grew up in Hollis, Queens, around LL Cool J, all them niggas and shit. That's why I knew to put my brand on our rappers, because I was looking at Detroit like, nigga, I'm in Detroit and
Everybody here.
this bitch popping.
Right.
And I literally know niggas.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He said he put his shit on LL, like, nigga, he wore a shirt and a hat. Shoot the video. And he said, he told LL Cool J, nigga, take that shit off and get that shit back to me when you done. Because that's how fucked up he was.
I need
Because
that
he
back.
need to sell it. You know what I'm saying? So
For sure.
But no, that book and those 2 people kind of like turned me up, turned my mindset up. You know what I'm saying?
What you got, Dre?
Yeah, honestly, for me, I would say 2 different things. Like, I would tell somebody younger, like just at that very moment in time, that to not take things personal and control your emotions, because that's gonna like affect you in the long run. Like, especially like as a man, like you want to be able to really control your emotions, you know, because there's gonna be so many things on you as a man. Like, it's gonna be so many things that's gonna there's gonna be so much pressure that could break you, you know. And one thing that I like have to tell myself all the time is that like business is business, and I don't put emotions with this, you know. So if you want to get to the point where it's like you're juggling and handling like the stuff that I got going on and more, and even the people I do know that's doing more than me, they're not emotional people. They're not out here just, you know, letting their emotions get ahead of them, and then they making irrational decisions based off of some emotions, you know. Like, so I would definitely say control your emotions, get that hate out your heart.
Yes.
And then the other thing, I would talk to the future selves, and that would be to move like you're great now and don't wait for people to catch on. And that's something I tell to everybody to this day. That's probably my biggest lesson I give to anybody. And that's the biggest reason why I'm even this successful, is because I'm doing things that I would have did 5 years in the game if I, you know, made it. That's my only mentality, because if I try to basically reach for the stars, I'm going to hit something on the way up.
Come on.
You know, and that's literally why I'm do the things that I do, because everybody's like, man, you just got in the game. How did you get this? How did you do that? How did you collaboration with Pistons and Tigers? How did you, you know, get commercial warehouses in Atlanta? How did you do, you know, all? It's because that was the vision that I wanted. So I went for that stuff. I didn't go for the small gains. I went for the bigger ones. And then I'm a figure out everything as I go. So moving like I'm great now and not waiting for people to catch on, that's the number one advice I give to somebody in general.
That's cold-blooded. So what's next for Engineer by Dre? What's next?
Honestly, just I'm starting another brand right now. Like, so it's
Hold on. You heard this first on the Culture Council. Let's be clear. Hold on.
Yeah, yeah. So right now I'm starting another brand that I'm working on, as I'm calling it Unseen Gears. And what that brand is just like the mature version of Engineer by Dre. It's of what the brand would look like if I had money and experience. That's what the brand is going to showcase. You know, like Engineer by Dre is like my crash dummy. It forever will be my crash dummy. I'm just going to do a lot of stuff with that. But Unseen Gears will be calculated. It's going to be precise. It's going to be I'm just gonna just hit the money every time, and it's gonna be very limited. It's not gonna be like just crazy noise and motion like how I do Engineer by Dre. It's just gonna be one of them brands where it's like it's clean cut all the time. You know that the quality is there. It's not gonna be work shirts. It's gonna be a whole different vibe, and it's gonna have a bunch of other things. But the main focus is branding,
Gotcha.
branding all through it.
So I'm a suit guy, Dre. So you got to get some suits and stuff.
Man, I'm gonna make everything. Like I want everything. I want to be able to. I want to be the Walmart of fashion, and I mean that because Walmart sells everything. It's a one-stop shop. So, like I said, I'm not worried about being the best fashion designer. I'm more worried about being the best business owner. And my theory is I need more products to sell to more people. So, like I have men clothes, I have women clothes, both type of women. You know what I'm saying? Like if you more the masculine side of women, or if you more like a feminine side of women,
Gotcha.
I got them both. I got kid clothes, I make accessories, I make literally everything to tend to everybody's needs.
Got you. Man, thanks for coming to hang with us today.
Man,
I
I appreciate
For
y'all.
sure, for sure.
Times
Appreciate
10.
you, man.
Well, this is the part where my sister would say, if you want to be a sponsor on the Culture Council, just DM us. You know how to reach out to us, and pull up on us next time. Peace.
You know, here on the Culture Council, we like to celebrate all things Detroit. And with that being said, I want to give a big shout out to the DPSCD Foundation. They throw a poppin' gala every year, the Hall of Fame gala. It's next month, Saturday, May 16th. Good food, good vibes, good entertainment. Last year they had Neo. I didn't realize that I was like a closet Neo fan until he ran off like plenty of hits. Like he really did his thing. So ain't no telling who they gonna bring this year. So everybody should tap in. All the DPS alum. Even if you're not a DPS alum, still come show some love. It's all Detroit. So like I said, we celebrate all things Detroit. And shout out to Cody. So you know I gotta come rep my school. You know, shout out to Joy Road. That's my second hood over there.